All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the S.I.C.K podcast, socially isolated college kids podcast.
That's the one.
I am joined by Edison, Zach, and Blake.
That's us.
How's everyone doing today?
And two other people. I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Doing good. How is everyone's Easter? That was the time of this recording. It was this past Sunday.
It sure was. And
I did
it was pleasant.
nothing this Easter.
Same here. It was nice. It was a nice little break.
Blake, what about you?
Yeah, it was just a normal day because I wasn't able to go home and see my family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
Well, today we are talking about the Lorax. Because we can't seem to escape from either blockbuster films or kids movies.
But it's okay because this is Blake's favorite movie.
It's not my favorite
This is
movie,
true.
but this was the first movie that I could actually sit down and watch in one sitting and actually enjoy it the whole time. And that's a plane.
Uh-oh. Are you getting bombed over there?
Yes. But yeah, so I was able to watch the whole movie and I loved it and I was singing along, and all the other movies that we've watched have sucked.
Well, hey, I don't blame you.
I mean, hey,
too true.
this movie
they
is
haven't been great.
it's only like an hour 20 minutes, right?
Ooh, short and
26?
sweet.
Yeah,
Nothing
very
makes me
nice.
happier than a short and sweet movie.
I
As long-
don't make you happier than a short and sweet movie, Edison.
You make me like a little bit less happy. You make me happy, but a little bit less happy than a short and sweet movie.
Well,
So, like,
I'm just so,
it
I'm
goes
just so
you-
devastated.
It goes short and sweet movies, you, and then a bunch of other things.
You know who makes me happy?
I can live with that.
The once
No.
slur.
Danny DeVito.
Ooh.
The old man
Oh
one?
my god. The one slur. Ed Helms.
Ed Helms, Egg Helms.
Egg.
Truly.
Yeah. Hey,
Humpty
Indubitably.
Dumpty, if you will.
what's that?
Humpty Dumpty,
Humpty-
if you will.
Humpty
Holmes.
Dumpty. All right. Man, I'm excited to talk about this movie, but as we all know, we do have everybody's favorite section.
The melon section.
Ooh,
No,
no.
still not the melon section. It's
Oh,
the
okay.
Edison movie news section.
Oh my god!
Melon!
News! Oh
A little bit of short and sweet in theme with the movie this week because there just was not that much in between the time of recording. All right, but first off, a little bit of everybody was mad about Lola Bunny in Space Jam, new Space Jam. We got a new trailer. We got a new trailer for Space Jam, right? We
Yeah.
got Don Cheadle.
I love Don
We got
Cheadle.
LeBron James.
I love
we
Don
got-
Cheadle.
We got Lola Bunny. Doesn't look any different than the other Lola Bunny. I don't know what anybody was freaking out about.
Didn't
No, okay,
they?
so
Didn't they
that-
make Lola Bunny less hot?
No,
No.
Oh, I thought that was the
the
controversy.
image that went around Twitter, that was all fan made. That actually wasn't what she looked like from the original movie. So
Yeah,
they
okay, that
they
makes
actually didn't change her at all.
Yeah, she looks exactly the same. So I don't know why everybody's
Yeah.
freaking out. But we did find out that Zendaya will be playing Lola Bunny.
Wow.
in
Oh,
the
that's
Space
so
Jam movie.
cool.
Yeah,
I love Zendaya.
I do too. That's exciting for me.
Incredible.
I like her a lot. There were a lot of very cool little cameos in the background of that one shot. I saw the people from Clockwork Orange, everybody's favorite
Yeah.
family-friendly film. There were some Game of Thrones characters. There was Scooby-Doo. Lots of others.
Yeah,
Mask
I didn't
was in
see
there.
the trailer, but aren't they doing like
Pennywise
the
the clown?
multiverse of Space
Pennywise
Jam?
is in there. Yeah, basically. I don't know how much of a multiverse it is as much as like little cameos from things, but there will be lots
Yeah,
of people.
we'll see.
It's all the Warner Brothers properties.
Interesting. Think
So-
the Justice League will show up?
Probably not, but
That'd
the
be
Animaniacs.
funny if they did.
I bet the Animaniacs will. That's my personal guess that we haven't seen yet, but I bet they will show up.
Well, if they bring in the Animaniacs, that means that you have to bring in Prince, because Prince is canonically in the Animaniacs universe.
Yeah, Prince is also canonically dead, so
Oh my God.
That is also true.
Blake, how do you feel about Space Jam?
Me?
How do you feel about Space Jam? Do you see the first one, Blakey?
No, I don't know what that is. I'm just thinking about Mott Sticks right now.
So cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
It's
I really want Mod Sticks. Wow.
It's a basketball movie. I
Wow,
guess.
dude,
Basketball
I'm
movie.
even
with
more
the Looney Tunes
intrigued.
characters.
Let's go.
I
Let's
know.
watch that movie next.
Yeah,
You know, honestly.
We
But
we
it
could
was a
Probably on
big
the
deal
old one?
because Old one? I'll throw it on the wheel.
No, I was
wheel.
joking.
The wheel. No, too bad. No, because now we have to watch it.
No,
it's
we are the Lorax podcast. Everybody, we are rebranding. We only
We're
talk about the
exclusively
Lorax.
talking about the Lorax and Dr. Seuss.
Let's go.
That's pretty funny.
Anyways.
In Dr. Seuss news, Dr. Seuss is also dead.
Oh no.
Rest in peace, Dr. Seuss. Not new news, but it is true.
I concur.
Lots of Marvel and DC news this week.
My God.
But we got 2 Marvel trailers this week. Kind of crazy. We got a new Black Widow and a Loki trailer. And I just have to say, I am so excited for the Loki series. A little bit of Owen Wilson, a little bit of Tom Hiddleston.
Dude, I didn't realize that the premise of the Loki series was that one time in Endgame when they went back in time and they like screw up and Loki picks up the Tesseract. Like, I didn't realize the premise of the series was that when he did that, he screwed up a bunch of shit. And so the whole point is he has to fix it. I think that's so sick.
I know. I think that's cool. It's gonna be so good. And then Black Widow is gonna be on Disney Plus. It looks fine.
I'm sure that movie is gonna be good, but the trailers are just not super interesting.
Yeah, they're pretty bland. I love David Harbour.
Me as well. I like Florence Pugh, right?
Yeah. Florence Pugh from Midsommar, I guess.
ScarJo, as always.
ScarJo, she's something, isn't she?
Yeah.
Well, moving on though to DC news. Not anything.
Do we have a problem with ScarJo?
A little bit. She's a little weird, isn't she? She's still married to Colin Jost.
She's certainly an actress.
She certainly is. She certainly thinks she can play multiple races, and that's something that we can talk about at some time. But in DC news, we didn't learn anything new about the DC universe, but we did learn even more so that Joss Whedon sucks so bad.
How did you know this?
What's that? No, I did know this, but more news came out. So two things. During the filming of Wonder Woman, Joss Whedon, who was not the director, came on and told Gal Gadot that he was going to make sure her character sucked, because I didn't write the whole thing down, and I should have studied this a little bit more, but basically they got in a fight of some sort, and he was like threatening her with the writing, I guess. I don't know exactly how it played out. I don't know that he actually did anything, but he did threaten her, and that came out. And on top of that, Joss Whedon also, in the filming of the Justice League, if you will, when Ray Fisher did not say booyah in the filming of it, apparently it was written in the script, and he was having a little bit of qualms with the only black character being the only one with a catchphrase, which is back and forth, because it's like pretty big of a catchphrase, but also that's kind of not great.
Yeah.
But basically, Joss Whedon pulled him aside and started quoting Shakespeare at him about saying the lines as he wrote them. Good God.
Hey, also, if you remember correctly, the only black character in the movie had his entire character arc basically removed from the Justice League.
Yes.
So that's a thing that happened.
I don't know who this guy is, but I don't like this guy.
Yeah, no,
Bad news bears.
Not great. Bad news, seriously. And to top this all off, in Warner Brothers screwing over Ray Fisher was supposed to be a supporting part in the Flash movie, the upcoming Flash movie, but like a significant role. But then Warner Brothers had them reshoot it so that he was only listed as a cameo, so that they could pay him a fraction of the money that they would have had to pay him as a supporting character.
That's
stupid.
Bad.
Oh my God.
Sounds about right for Warner Bros.
Yeah. Anyway, let's Space Jam.
I love Space Jam. Good movie.
Thanks, Warner Brothers.
We were like, Warner Brothers, and then we segued directly into Warner Brothers fucking sucks.
I know, it really does. So I don't know. There's a lot of problems. I think some of that is that Ray Fisher has been very vocal, aptly very vocal about how badly he was treated on the set of Justice League, and Warner Brothers doing all these bad things to him. So I think that they don't want to work with him anymore, but also that sucks.
Yeah, I don't understand how anyone is seeing that situation and is making Ray Fisher seem like the bad guy in any sort of universe.
Couldn't tell you.
But I do know that like the entire Justice, like the entire cast of the Justice League, like at different points have all kind of voiced their, I guess problems with Joss Whedon. They're not the biggest fan, I think, of what happened on that movie.
Yeah. And I mean, you can see why, like watching the Snyder Cut, it's kind of insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just going to say, this is nothing new for Warner Brothers. They did the same thing with Johnny Depp.
Did they?
And Amber Heard, where they didn't do. Amber Heard was not affected at all by the trial at all.
What was Johnny Depp in Warner Brothers properties?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter's a Warner Brothers. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah, they kicked him out of the movie, but they still owed him. I think it was like $57 million.
Yeah, contract. I think they could not pay him. Well,
yeah,
Warner Brothers.
It was pretty bad.
We're probably still gonna watch Space Jam: New Legacy or whatever.
The basketball movie?
Yeah.
It's a basketball movie with the Looney Tunes in it, Blake.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
it's not just... Who created this?
I don't know. It's old. It's like, it's
so
90s.
The original premise of the movie was with famed basketball star Michael Jordan.
That's the one.
Okay, yeah.
That's why it's LeBron James, because he's arguably one of the best basketball players to ever live. So they're like, oh yeah, we should like redo Space Jam with LeBron James. That'd be pretty cool. That'd make a ton of money. Right, they were.
Okay. All right.
And they're gonna remake it again with Blake.
Yes, exactly.
Because
exactly.
Blake's actually the next best basketball player.
Yeah, Blake, you play much basketball?
Actually, basketball is my least favorite sport, but it's okay.
Me too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd literally rather watch golf. Like
more than baseball. I think baseball's so boring.
Baseball's pretty boring.
Yeah, baseball and basketball are the two sports that I do not watch because I do not like them.
Basketball's the worst. Anyways,
movie podcast. So there's a new. True. There's a new movie coming out called Tyrone, which is a trippy sci-fi comedy, and it just wrapped filming. I think it's on Netflix, but it stars John Boyega, Jamie Foxx, and Teyonah Parris.
That's a pretty all-star cast.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see that because that sounds like a fun genre and a good cast. So.
I know those people.
Yeah, I know them too.
Electro.
Personally.
I'm Electro.
God. We got through.
Love Jamie Foxx.
We got through
so
two
much.
of them with 2 episodes without him doing it, but it's back. Oh man! So here's a little weird announcement. There is a Peeps the Candy animated movie in the works.
Why?
Announced yesterday. I don't know
waiting
why.
For years for that.
I don't know what it's going to be about. I don't know what it could be about. I mean, they're marshmallow bunnies that taste bad. You can't tell me otherwise. They're not good.
I actually kind of like them.
Me too.
You're wrong.
I like them. They're good.
Yeah, you're both wrong. Cameron, thoughts on Peeps?
Not a fan. I don't like marshmallow candies. So
yeah, same here. They're bad. So Sony just today announced that they are developing a theme and water park featuring many of their movie franchises, like Men in Black, other ones. I don't know.
Men in Black water franchises.
Spider-Man 2. The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, other ones.
What else does Sony own?
Yeah, I mean, other things, I imagine. I don't know. But
yeah.
They're opening that this October in Thailand, so nowhere close, but
interesting choice for an opening.
Guys, we're taking the podcast on the road.
Podcast on the road, yeah, but that could lead to it kind of spreading around the world, being in America. You never know. So some details of the Knives Out deal just came out, and Daniel Craig and Rian Johnson are each getting paid $100 million for the Knives Out sequels.
That's so much money.
So the deal was $450 million from Netflix, which means that the next two, or maybe just the next one or whatever, Rian Johnson's studio is getting $250 million to make the movies, and Daniel Craig and Rian Johnson are both getting $100 million to make these movies.
That's a lot of money.
That's too much.
That's a significant amount of money.
Sorry.
And Daniel Craig's already getting like so much money for the James Bond films, I'm sure.
He's getting paid $100 million for Knives Out?
Great film. One of my favorites, if not my favorite.
That sounds like way too much.
Yeah, it did really well.
I guess it's a multi-movie deal.
Yeah, it is. It's two more, and also it did really well.
Yeah.
I don't know, kind of crazy. But Black Adam begins filming next week.
Good.
And that's
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, other people probably. I don't
My
think there's any
dad?
other castings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dwayne the Blake's dad Johnson.
Go on.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
And that concludes Edison's movie news section.
Yay.
Yay.
All right.
Yay.
Lorax time.
Kind of short,
Yeah.
but short and sweet.
Zach, do you want to give us a quick little synopsis of the film?
That quick sum.
Oh
This
my
is my
God.
favorite part of the podcast. Sorry, Edison.
A synopsis of the
Rude.
Lorax.
I put in so much work into the Edison movie news section.
Oh, it went great.
Fair.
You guys ready for
I
this?
can't help but feel like that was sarcastic. I am so ready, Zach.
Once upon a time, there lived a Zac Efron as a boy. And
True.
Zac Efron has a crush on T Swift, but T Swift only likes trees, so he's like, oh my gosh, how can I impress T Swift? And his grandma's like, ooh, you gotta talk
Betty
to this
White.
guy, because, you know, there's he knows about the trees. And so he sneaks out of the city, and then Rob Riggle, who plays the O'Hare, is like, ooh, if he figures out trees, then the air won't be, I can't sell that. And then Ed Helms is like, oh hey, I knew this guy named Danny DeVito, and that's the movie.
That is
You
the
named
movie.
it so you named every character except Betty White.
Is Betty White the grandma?
Yeah, I should have said Betty White.
She's the grandma.
Wait, I think you talked about the grandma.
She said
I didn't mention- I didn't say
the
Betty
grandma.
White.
Oh.
Every other character.
Every character except
Just
Yeah.
rude.
That's hilarious. Man,
Betty White is 99.
that's crazy.
She's older
She's
than
so old.
sliced.
That's
She's
wild.
older than sliced bread.
She really is. That's crazy. Good for her. She's killing it. You ever seen
Yeah.
that video of her and Ryan Reynolds on the set of that one movie, and she's like beating him up? It's hilarious. Check it out.
All right, we'll do.
All right, let's get some general impressions of the Lorax, starring Danny
Daniel DeVito.
Blake, Daniel Day DeVito.
Daniel DeVito.
Blake, how do you feel about the Lorax?
Okay, well, in all honesty, I have only seen this movie one time before I watched it again. And I was having a great time. I love the songs. I love how colorful it is. The action scenes were better than Amazing Spider-Man 2. Yeah, I had a really good time watching this movie.
Look at that. Look at that. Very, very high praise from Blake.
Cameron, how do you feel about the Lorax?
I thought it's a super enjoyable, like, easygoing movie. It's not like overly complicated. They're not doing a ton of like cinematic things that are groundbreaking or that you have to pay much attention to.
Debatable.
So it was nice just to watch a movie and relax. And sing along a little bit to the jams they got going throughout the movie. I liked
Great
it.
songs in this movie.
True.
Yeah.
Edison.
Man, I've seen this movie. This is probably my 10th time seeing this movie at the very least. So
Not enough.
That's what I'm saying. I was having a little trouble paying attention because I know this movie very well. So I don't want to give it a bad, like, general first thoughts, because it definitely is not bad. And there were parts that I genuinely laughed at, and I thought it was very fun. But 10 times is maybe too many times to watch this movie. It's not. It doesn't keep fresh. Again, I haven't watched it since I was probably,
See, you say that, but on the 11th time, you just it suddenly becomes like 10 times.
That's true.
Exactly.
That's
you have
true.
to watch it again.
I think exactly. I think that it's like a little bit difficult because obviously, for the most part of the year, I live with a 5-year-old in the house who watches movies like this very frequently. So I'm around it a lot and I get bored
Right.
by it a lot. However, this movie
True.
genuinely has funny parts and enjoyable characters, like Daniel Day-Lewis. No, Daniel DeVito. Sorry, I just said the
DeVito.
actual. I said the actual one.
Daniel Day-Lewis. Can you imagine if Daniel Day-Lewis was playing the Lorax?
Yeah, one
wouldn't be the
general
same.
Method.
right.
He would like go into a cabin in the woods for like 6 months and like be the Lorax.
he would
He would
speak for the
Inhibit
trees,
the
if you will.
Lorax.
Oh
Yeah.
man. I have one note before we get Zach's impression. Imagine being in the casting room and being like, okay, so we need to get a voice actor for a 12-year-old boy. How about Zac Efron? Perfect choice. Perfect choice. He's fine.
It's a little odd.
It is a little odd. Anyway, Zach.
I think this movie is good, and I loved it when I was a kid, so maybe it's nostalgia, but also I just think the songs in this movie, oh, so good. Mwah. Some of the characters, oh, so funny. Mwah. And I also feel like this movie actually has like more to say about like society than like any of the other movies we've watched.
That's what I was thinking.
What about the Joker saying we live in a society?
I mean,
He didn't though. No. If he had said that, we'd be having a different conversation right now. But I was like, shit, the Lorax is like has like an actual message.
It really
and
does.
Like actual commentary on stuff.
Yeah. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you, Dr. Seuss. For some things.
For not always being a racist. Thank you, Dr. Seuss.
I know. You definitely did not do
there's that.
good things for all of your life, but a couple of times you did some
Dr.
good
Seuss
stuff.
is
Cheated.
racist?
Well,
He was
so just to get it out of the way, to sweep it under the rug, Dr. Seuss cheated on his wife who had cancer while she was dying. That was one of the bad things that he did. He was kind of a racist. Well, maybe I don't know that it was racism as much as it was he was edging on Nazi.
I think let's say it's both.
Yeah, we'll say it's both.
But green eggs and ham.
But green eggs.
Yeah.
And ham.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
No.
But we'll move past that.
But I will say that this, from what I understand, this movie doesn't have. There's quite a considerable difference in this movie than the original Lorax book.
Yeah.
Obviously, because there's a lot more material here, and the whole
Yeah.
story is structured differently. And
Yeah.
it's not. I mean, none of the writers and directors or anything are Dr. Seuss.
Right. He was.
Doctor's dead. He's dead, right?
He is dead. I don't know if he was
dead.
dead at the time of this movie being
Let's find
made.
out. I'll do a quick search.
Sounds good. Obviously, this movie was made by Illumination Studios, makers of such great movies as Despicable Me, Despicable Me 2, Despicable Me 3, Minions, Minions 2, upcoming Minions 3.
There was a Minions 2.
Maybe it's upcoming Minions 2. It's Minions, and upcoming Minions 2, and no other movies.
Dr. Seuss died in
You wanna hear something wild?
1991.
Oh, okay, so
way before.
way before
Yeah.
this movie. For some reason, I thought it was like early 2000s, but also this movie was probably late 2000s. The animation style, though, I do have to say, definitely stays true to the book, or I guess to Dr. Seuss.
It's that art style.
Yeah. I like it. I think it's good. It fits it really well.
You guys want to hear something wild?
I do.
I met and performed for the guy who wrote the screenplay for this movie, because he also wrote the script for a musical called Bubble Boy, which is a show I did.
It was the same guy?
And I met his name is S.I.K. Paul.
That's insane.
S.I.K. Paul wrote Bubble Boy, and he came and saw me in it, and I met him, and he also wrote this movie, and he wrote Despicable Me 1.
That's incredible.
So there you go.
Good for him.
Maybe I should get him on the I should have gotten him on the podcast.
You probably could have, maybe. Maybe not, though.
Probably, I highly doubt it. But
I highly doubt it, but you never know. One of these days, as we explode in popularity, maybe we'll get the Bubble Boy screenplay writer. So wait,
We'll have him on the same episode as Carrie Scogland.
imagine that'd be a crazy double feature.
That'd be wild, yeah.
I love the opening of this film that starts on the stage with
that's my favorite.
Daniel DeVito coming out and doing like the classic Dr. Seuss opening of a book. I thought that was a really fun way to open the movie.
yeah, it was very whimsical, very cute. It's all children's movies should be.
So true.
And then you get a movie like Soul.
This movie is just a banger.
It is a banger.
Start to finish. Opening song. I forget what they sing. I was like, they're singing. Everybody is like, or has like a crazy rock belt,
Yeah, it's
high tenor voice.
in Thneedville.
Everyone's just screaming. It's awesome.
Great. Every song in this movie, very good.
True.
Man,
Agreed.
we kind of... I want to talk about O'Hare and O'Hare Air. That guy's hair. It's
it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
What's wrong with it?
It's
not
so
even
it's so
You don't
funny
like it?
because
it's
it's
like-
not even a full bowl cut, you know?
right. It's got
It
this point in the
stops
middle.
right.
It's-
It is like, oh my god.
right. Like I can't even understand. And then we kind of see his company, and they're treating Air like it's like a beer company, which is kind of funny, but also not. I think I don't really know.
How does their economy work?
That's a good point. Do any of them work?
I feel like the only product that is sold and produced is air.
Yeah, there
Because-
is like a food cart we see at some point.
Yeah, you see like the pizza shop, like that pizza's got to taste pretty bad, right? Because none of the ingredients are natural.
Oh yeah, they don't have any natural.
No, they don't. They don't
Plants.
grow. They don't
Do they
grow
just
anything.
eat, like,
They eat Jello,
yeah.
but the Jello is. It's weird because
Oh, that's right.
you see the grandma. She's cutting it with a knife. No one cuts Jello with a knife.
Not yet, baby.
Eat it with a spoon.
Not yet.
It begs the question: what are they eating?
It's
'Cause
probably something
they
like
have marshmallows.
yeah, they do have marshmallows. Well, that's the thing is that like their meals are Jello, but then they have like marshmallows, right? And they have
They have cereal. There's the one scene where he's eating cereal.
yeah,
Yeah, but we don't know what it's
He's
made
like
of.
smooching the cereal.
it's probably not Jello, but we don't know that for sure. A lot of questions about this world. Where's that tight story? We're poking some holes right in this bad boy. I don't know what to tell you.
Is it a mayor?
That being
what,
said,
what kind
though-
of government are we looking at here?
It's probably just owned by O'Hare Air.
But like
Yeah.
there should be some form of government, right?
Yeah.
I don't know that. I mean, I will. That being said, I think I like the setting for this movie. I think it's funny.
Yeah, setting's fine.
Yeah, I agree. It is a lot of fun. I do want to say in the book, the Onceler. So we there's the whole love thing, right, with Ted and Taylor Swift.
T Swift.
T Swift. She has a name, I'm sure, but it's Taylor Swift. And then she's like, I want a tree, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna marry you, I guess. And so he goes to find a tree at the Onceler's house. So in the book, the Onceler is not he's a character, but he's not shown ever. He's just kind of like a
It's
presence.
an arm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's much more of a representation of basically capitalism and all of that than in this movie. Obviously, he's a character played by Ed Helms with a full story, a good story. So I mean, obviously, it's hard to stretch out a 5-minute children's book into a full hour and a half without doing stuff like that. And I don't think that they did it poorly, but that is a difference from
Mm-hmm.
the old Dr. Seuss book.
Yes.
Cut that out.
Thanks, Zach.
Cut that
Yeah.
out, please.
Absolutely, I will.
No, you're not. Have you guys seen the movie There Will Be Blood with Daniel Day-Lewis?
Nope.
With Daniel DeVito? No, I don't think I have.
All right, well, we're adding to the list, but I'm just imagining Daniel Day-Lewis, and that movie has a huge mustache. I'm just imagining him as the Lorax.
The facial hair in this movie, I will say, is on point.
It really is. It's so good.
True.
Because we
Big
have we have the
facts.
Lorax, right? But then we also have the O'Hare delivery man,
Yeah,
and he's got a pretty sweet stash.
Yeah.
yeah, and the Onceler too.
Why
Yeah,
is the
he's
only
got-
thing we can say about this movie hair?
Yeah, O'Hare
It's the only
hair.
O'Hare hair.
It's just a lot of good hair. I don't know.
So,
what
like, how do you feel about the hairdo on the Bears?
the Bears.
Me?
Bear do, if you will.
Yeah, nice.
Cut that out. Cut it
Yeah.
out.
Ow, I hit my hair.
All right, so
I hit my
our
hair.
boy Zac Efron goes outside to the city, and there he meets Ed Helms, and then we get a flashback to the scenes with the Lorax. In them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I think that is a lot of fun. I really like the, I mean, this is skipping forward quite a bit, but I really like the relationship between the Onceler and the Lorax. I think that is like a funny thing. The Lorax is not in this movie all that much.
It's
For
true.
a movie called The Lorax.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, he's given roughly the same amount of time that he's in the book.
Right, just like scaled up.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I don't know. It's so hard to do something like this because obviously it's something that you need to stay very true to the source material, but the source material is 5 minutes long, right? So it's hard to craft its own thing while also staying true to the source material. And I think that is where a lot of, like, we see video game movies all the time, right? And they're terrible because you need to do the same thing because
except
in a
for
video
Sonic
game
and Detective Pikachu, but yeah.
Except for even then, they're both still pretty bad compared to other movies. You're given something with, like, a video game is probably 20, 30 hours long, right? And the story is probably only an hour long, if that, and it's not that complex. But you need to take that and stretch it out and create things around it while sticking true to what it is. And I think that's really hard to do. But I think that obviously this is a children's movie, but I think that they honestly they have a compelling story sticking to that, like, anti-capitalist, because that's what this movie is, right? It's an anti-capitalist story, but then
it's a criticism of
capitalism,
unregulated
and
capitalism,
exactly,
and it's also about environmentalism,
right? And obviously, though, this movie is also going through Illumination and whoever owns Illumination, which is, I think, Warner Brothers, honestly, Universal.
Yeah.
And so it's, well, I guess not Warner Brothers because that would be HBO. So it is Universal, though. So it's to allow them to do a story that is kind of an interesting thing because it's almost exactly against the kind of companies that these movie studios are, So it's hard for them to create a story and stretch it out and really give it its true meaning. And obviously they're not going to because it's a kids movie and it's a huge capitalist company, right, that's doing this. But I think for what it is, they did a great job with it, story-wise.
I think not to get into a whole political discussion about any of this stuff, obviously, but
right.
I think that especially the "how bad can I be" pulled a lot of punches, like some very not so subtle punches.
Right.
Like there's the one part where he's like, and we're giving some away to charity, and then it's like,
right.
It's obviously, it means
the end of the song is scary.
Yeah, it's scary.
Kind of hits the nail right on the head.
Right.
Because then they do the one line where it's like, and then PR lies because they took a picture of the Lorax holding with the need.
They
and
did
he's like,
that.
oh, the Lorax loves it. That means it's fine.
Right.
It's all about how, like, greed is can motivate people to do, like, actually really horrible things.
The funny thing. Oh, go ahead, Cameron.
I was just gonna say the one thing I will say is this movie I don't think understands how economics work. Because the Lunsler's a pretty bad businessman, right?
Mm-hmm.
So realistically, right, supply and demand. I refuse to believe that the demand kept going up, and at no point were they like, hey, we should probably start replanting some of the trees,
right?
And because you see at the end of the movie,
but they all needed the needs.
Yeah, but at the end of the movie. That tree, the seed that he had, grew in about 10 minutes, and it already had like
that was a time lapse.
Well, over the period of like 10 minutes, like the final chase scene where they're going through the city. Like
I understand the seed. Yeah,
it sprouted like as soon as water touched it.
Right.
So like realistically, in the universe of the Lorax, they should be making millions of these trees like a day.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of funny that the Onceler doesn't just like plant it, the seed that he has. Why not?
Yeah. Why doesn't he?
Yeah, why doesn't he do that?
Do not know.
Blake, why doesn't he do that?
Yeah, Blake, why don't you tell us why he doesn't do that?
Blake, why? Why, Blake?
Maybe because he's already gone so far and like destroyed like all the trees, he kind of feels like it's not up to him. I don't know. I don't know, man. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
maybe
I need a tighter script for my kids movie.
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I don't.
It's kind of funny because this is absolutely the most kids movie that we've watched yet, right? Like, it's very much a kids movie.
Detective Pikachu is pretty kids.
It is, but it also
well,
has a lot of like adult digs, and it's modern. But that's
and
like
Ryan
classic.
Yeah, well, you got Ryan
classic kids movie, right? The Lorax is.
Yeah.
But it also sparks the most political and like actual discussion out of any of these movies. Just because, and that's not like anything new, but it's not a new thing, obviously, because this book is old, right? But it really is kind of an interesting thing to talk about because the outside workings of this are so interesting to talk about, and the political and economic and all. I don't know how to end this sentence. Here,
point is, the Lorax hits kind of hard.
It really does. You mentioned though the how bad can I be? I watched a video. This is going to be insane paraphrasing because it was probably a year and a half ago at this point. But the original song that How Bad Can I Be was going to be was called Biggering. And so for anybody who doesn't know, any listener who has never seen this movie before, watch it first of all. How Bad Can I Be is basically the growth of the Onceler's company, which is just sidebar. The Onceler is actually his name, which I think is a hilarious bit. Like, his mom calls him Oncey. Like, that's just his name. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
But anyway, so How Bad Can I Be is the growing of his company, and it's basically how these companies grow, right? And it starts as something pure and then just starts getting more evil and more evil. But throughout this How Bad Can I Be, it's kind of this air of innocence, right? Like, he doesn't know what he's really doing. How much he might or may not, right, know what he's doing. He says that he doesn't know what he's doing. But the original song that Universal wouldn't let in the movie because it was a little bit too harsh, actually, a little bit too much of a punch, was called Biggering. And long story short, the song was basically more, he was very aware of what he was doing and how he was negatively affecting the world around him. But it's like, I have some of the lyrics here, but
I don't like that.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. So, like, we know, here's a lyric that's similar, right? So there's a principle of nature that most every creature knows. It's called survival of the fittest, and that's how it goes. That's a lyric that's in How Bad Can I Be? But then it goes on to say, the animal that wins has got to claw and kick and punch. The animal that doesn't... Oh, that's in the original one, sorry. Accompanies an animal that's trying to survive. It's struggling and fighting just to keep itself alive. And so it's kind of this much more aware take on the song where he's very aware of what he's doing and how he's, like, destroying the world, but he's still doing it anyway, which is interesting that they then obviously took that out because A, it's a kid's movie, and B, it's a company that is putting this out, right? And they want to make money, so.
Right.
Yeah, that is interesting. I also do feel like, I like How Bad Can I Be? I think it's a good song.
I definitely agree.
I think it works really well in the movie. And I also think I think having it playing the angle of him being more kind of obliviously kind of following, I don't know, what he feels like is right in the moment, which obviously isn't right. It allows his character to have that redemption at the end where he's like, actually, I was wrong.
Right.
Here's a seed.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying, though.
Yeah, though I do think that also if he did know what he was doing and still comes around with that redemption, it's maybe even a little bit more
that could work as well.
More potent that he does come around. But I also know what you're saying.
Yeah.
A lot of serious talk around this kids movie with Daniel DeVito.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Let me bring up a little joke. When Daniel DeVito leaves, he pulls his tail and lifts his butt up to go into the sky, and I laughed out loud at that.
That's how he does it in the book.
That's a good one.
Hilarious.
I feel like in the book, I don't remember the book that well, but isn't the Lorax like kind of this kind of wise mystical being? In this movie, he's like, I feel like he's goofy and like doesn't really know what he's doing.
He's kind of dumb, but like in a fun way.
Yeah, he's just, when he because he obviously, I mean, he's not they put Ed Helms like in his bed, like into the water, and then like halfway through they realize that he's just gonna go right off the waterfall,
Right.
And then they do the whole sequence where they like get him out. It's like that was, he's just like kind of goofy and like it's dumb.
I know what you mean. I really like this movie a lot. I do have to say, as far as like kids movies go, this one holds up like a lot more than a lot of other ones do.
Blake, how do you feel about Thneeds?
Thneeds? I need a Thneed.
I'm gonna get you
You
one.
really do. That song's so good. Everybody needs a Thneed.
The Thneeds are so stupid.
Everybody needs
No,
a
Yeah, right.
everyone needs a
Imagine-
Thneed,
They're just
Cameron.
dumb. They're just
Right.
I'm not saying
You're wrong. You're
I'm
wrong.
not going against
Right.
the song, but the
Cameron,
Thneeds
I'm
are
getting you a
so
Thneed, dude.
stupid.
Yeah, like imagine actually
Thneed.
using that thing.
I would. Y'all are crazy.
All right,
For
so
what? For
like,
what?
are you gonna wear a sham wow as a hat, and then
Yeah.
also like a balance? Like no,
Thneeds are just sham wow.
Yeah,
It's
you don't
so-
know me. You don't know my life.
it's
I need a
so
Thneed.
stupid.
I'm wearing a Thneed right now, Cameron.
I'm gonna
Ooh.
make real life Thneeds.
It doesn't make any sense because like I get it, you have to suspension of disbelief, but there's the one part where like they have the Thneeds as umbrellas, and I'm like, but how is it an umbrella?
That
Like,
one
that's-
makes a little bit of sense because if it can hold its form, it does absorb water. So it's kind of like, I guess, the opposite of an umbrella.
But he shows that when he's like, oh, it's super absorbent, and then he like puts
Right.
it on, and it's soaked. Like it's not like a sham wow,
Right.
or like one of the new sponges where like the water's still
Where
there,
you
but it's
squeeze
still
it out.
dry. Yeah,
Yeah.
but realistically, I don't see it holding its shape because it would just fall over
Right. But it would keep you dry if it did hold its shape.
for a little bit. Yeah, but it would retain the water and then it would drip on you.
All right, I
Defeating
think
the
let's go
purpose.
around. Let's go around, and I want to spend 5 to 10 minutes each talking about, not 5 to 10 minutes each, but talking about what we would personally use a Thneed for. Zach, you go first.
I think I would. Oh man, that was a good question. I think I would use the Thneed. Blake, you go. I'm thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, if anybody has an answer, go ahead.
Fashion.
I'm trying to think too.
Fashion.
What's that?
Fashion.
Fashion.
Oh, fashion. That's
I'd
fair.
wear that Thneed as a scarf or as a sweater. Whatever I'm feeling that day. I think primarily for
Yeah.
fashion. That's probably.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would specifically use it as a coat. Like I would put it over an outfit.
That's a good one.
Like,
Okay. Yeah.
and it would also be good for like if it's a rainy day, like a raincoat, right? Though I know.
I'm trying to
Cameron-
think about how I could. I'm trying to think about how I could incorporate a Thneed into Godzilla v Kong somehow. Like somehow a Thneed.
You're really doing a bad job, Zach.
You really are. But you're
hold
trying,
on,
you're
I'm
trying.
figuring it
Well,
out.
Cameron,
Zach,
you have an
what
answer,
you're thinking, I'd probably use it as a fire starter. Seems pretty
fire starter.
flammable.
What?
Yeah,
That's
Like,
fair.
if
I
you're-
wonder if it's.
There you go.
But
because
I
it
wonder if it's
looks
like
pretty
wool.
flammable.
I wonder if
yeah,
it's
that's
wool
the thing
material.
because wool is a really good. Well,
No, wool is
appear-
not flammable.
Well, you could. All right, I'm probably thinking of lint, but
Lint
with
is very flammable.
it has a very. It looks like it's a woolen texture, right?
Right.
But we don't know what the trees are made of or like what that material is if it's similar to wool. I also feel like it's kind of lame that they're all the same color. Like I get there's like 3 different colors of trees, but we only see pink.
Yeah. Well, we only ever see one Thneed though, right?
It's the
we-
it's the well,
The first one.
Just
I don't
the
think we
one?
ever see any more of them.
yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's only the
Which is
first
odd.
one.
Well, I
It's the
guess
first one that's on the woman's head. And then he's
yeah,
like,
and
"Oh, I
then
have to make
the
more."
Onceler wears one when he's in his fancy. But that
Yeah.
one's pink too. But that
Yeah, they're
so
all
we see 2,
one-
but
they're both pink out of the 3 colors, right? Because it's pink, yellow, and orange.
yeah, I think so.
Well, I just want to let you guys know I'm getting you all Thneeds. So
Zach,
I'm
you
good.
still haven't given
You
an
don't,
answer.
you
consider
don't have
it
to.
my
You don't,
gift to you.
you don't have to give me a need. I'm okay.
Zach, did you give an answer?
I don't think he did.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Maybe toilet paper.
That's
Washable.
fucking disgusting.
Rewashable.
Ew.
So no, that's just wrong. That's just wrong. Now, normally there's not like a.
Hey,
normally
it has multiple uses.
Zach,
but
just
like-
get a bidet.
Just a bidet.
Yeah, get a
Yeah, that
bidet.
should be
You
down.
have a bidet?
No, I don't have a bidet. I get one though.
Yeah, I would get one too. Given the chance, I would also get one.
That's fair.
Same. Agreed.
And then you could use it for drying properties.
Daniel Bidet.
Nice.
Um,
Yeah, I got
what's
you.
his name?
Vito. Well, Lewis, but I think Vito is the
Daniel
joke you were trying to make.
Bidet Vito. Yeah.
So many offshoots of that joke happening.
I
Zach,
did not think that we were going to mention Daniel Day-Lewis as many times in this Lorax review. But,
yeah,
you know.
that did not at all star Daniel Day-Lewis. Pretty good voice cast, I'll say it. Ed Helms, Daniel Day-Vito.
Dude, I love Ed Helms.
Betty White. I love Ed Helms too. He's really funny.
I think Ed Helms kills it.
There is a Netflix show called Auntie Donna's Big Ol' House of Fun, and it is basically a sketch comedy show, but its executive producer is Ed Helms. Not many. There are like 5 or 6 episodes. Absolutely check it out. It's hilarious. It's laugh out loud funny. But there's this bit in it that they're talking to Ed Helms as Ed Helms, and he's their executive producer, right? Like he's trying to pull it back in because they've gone like off the rails. And then they call him. They're like, "Thanks, Ed," you know. And he goes, "Wait, you think my name is Ed? It's Egg. It's Egg Helms." And then there's like a 10-minute bit where they have him look himself up on the internet, and he finds out he's listed as Ed Helms everywhere. And then he's like calling agencies, and then from then on, in the credits of the show, he is listed as Egg Helms.
That's so funny.
That's pretty good. You know what I have to say about that?
What's that?
Excellent.
Nice.
No.
Well, with that being
Anyway,
said,
that's what I have to say.
Auntie Donna's Big Ol' House of Fun. Check that out. It's real good.
well,
Yeah.
I think it's time
Also-
to spin the wheel. Maybe.
Yeah, I think.
Well, we have to
do we
rate
want to do a
first.
short? Do we want to do a short?
Hold on. I have
episode?
so much more to say
Okay,
about the
that's fine.
Lorax.
How?
Yeah, Zach.
I
Zach,
thought-
I'll cut.
We haven't
Don't
even
we rate before we
barely
spin?
talked
We
about
do.
like we haven't talked about the most iconic moment from this movie.
What's that?
Let it die, let it shrivel up and die.
I knew this
That
was going
part.
to happen too.
That part.
That part is good.
That's the end of the movie.
It is the end of the movie. I think that I'm like blown out on this movie because I've seen it so many times over the past many years that like bits like that the first time were so good, but now seeing it again this time, I'm just like I can appreciate the humor, but I know
What does
it's
the
happening.
milkman say back to him?
You greedy dirtbag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could probably word for word tell you what happens in this movie. It's
That's a
called
good one.
photographic memory, baby. Photograph those captions. If you're not watching movies with captions, you're doing it wrong.
I don't watch movies with captions.
You're doing it
My
wrong.
parents
Okay,
do.
speaking of captions, there's a caption in the movie where they go into the elevator when they're trying to get away from O'Hare.
Uh-huh.
And so elevator music plays, but the caption says Muzak plays. Muzak.
Oh.
Muzak plays.
Dude, that's
the
me.
That's what
I'm
it
in the
says.
movie.
Like, what is that? Is that a Zac Efron joke? Is that how
I don't
his name's
know.
spelled?
Zack Snyder, maybe? Snyder Cut? Snyder Cut?
Maybe it's a Zack Snyder. Imagine
Maybe
it's
they
like
just
way
hate
before Justice League came out. What's that, Blakey?
Nothing. Anyways.
Very cool. That's so funny.
It's
I love
so
bad
bizarre.
captions. That's why I love watching movies with captions, is because bad captions are hilarious and add so much to the movie.
True. Blake, how do you feel about the one scene where there's a lot of pancakes?
Thank you, Zach.
I don't even know how to respond to that one.
How do you feel about it? I just want to know, do you feel good about it?
Excuse me? Edison, can we move on, please?
I'm not letting you off of this one. Do you feel good about it? Yes
Do
or
you feel
no?
good about it, Blake? Do you feel good about it? Oh my god.
No.
There it
Fair
is,
enough.
ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, So I forgot to mention this, but the last Truffula tree dropped to the ground, right?
Yep.
And then his mom is like, I am so disappointed in you. Brett is my favorite son now. Why I know every character in this movie, I do not know.
It's Brett and Chet.
It is Brett and Chet. But I just want to say, like, if he's made this much money that there's a town named after him, how did they lose all of their money after the last tree dropped?
Yeah, I don't.
They spent it all. They kept. Thank you, Zach. They were spending all of their income on buying thneeds.
They were just buying their own thneeds?
Yeah.
How many thneeds do you need? Am I right, guys?
So true, Zach. No, I mean, if you're using it as toilet paper, one per.
One per.
Not rewashable. I'm not using rewashable toilet paper. I know it exists. I'm not doing it.
I'm buying you a thneed, Edison, for that sole purpose.
I wonder if you can buy, like, if people make thneeds. Like, obviously, it's not made out of truffula trees.
Think they're real things?
Maybe, you know.
Want to find out?
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. Thneed for sale. Yep, $30.
Oh.
When he first started, it was like $3.95, which is it was $3.75. It was such a weird price.
Yeah, it really was. I saw that. Let's see. Yeah, $30. Child and adult convertible scarf.
So weird. It's so weird.
And here's this like 8-year-old using it as a long scarf, a hood, an ear warmer, a hat.
Wow.
This thing has many purposes, but all of them are the same. So, yes, you can buy Thneed, but no, it's not worth it.
So, Zach, what do you rate this movie?
Oh, shit. All right. I'm trying to remember what I rated the other movies.
Pretty low.
How do I judge this versus, like, other things?
I know, it's hard.
We should have come up with, like, a scale of some sort at the start of this.
Like, what do you mean? What kind of scale?
I don't know, like that we could rate each thing fairly, even though they're not all in the same genre.
Yeah.
Too late now.
Like,
it's
I'm trying
not.
to think, like,
we've only done
a
4
perfect
movies.
10. There could be a family movie that I think is like the perfect family movie that I could give a 10, but also like I wouldn't give a 10 to like a movie like The Lorax. I would give a 10 to something like, I don't know,
Soul.
Some like really
Knives Out.
I don't like Soul as much. Maybe we can talk about that at some point.
Yeah, that's on the list. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give the Lorax. You know what? I'm gonna give it an 8. I like the Lorax a lot. I think it has balls.
That's a fair rating. It does have balls.
So I'm gonna give it an 8.
You could probably use it to need as a pair of balls.
Probably. Who knows?
Probably.
Thank God.
Perfect for you, Blake.
Yeah,
What's your
can I
rating?
change my answer to ball warmer on the Thneed question?
You never. Oh,
Now
that's what you're using it for toilet paper. So.
Yeah, he said toilet paper. So yes, please do. I thought you were changing your rating of 8 to ball warmer.
to ball warmer. I'm gonna give this one a ball warmer out of 10.
Now that's the scale that we should be using.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
God damn.
Blake, what's your rating of this film? Of this highly critically acclaimed film?
Uh,
I wouldn't say critically acclaimed.
It's pretty critical.
I give it a good 8.5 because I really like the music.
Oh shit. Songs are good.
Yeah. Edison, what about you?
I'll give it. I was thinking this before Zach said it, but I'm also going to give it an 8 for the 8 minutes of rambling about anti-capitalism I did about it. And Cameron, now that's up to you.
I'm torn between 7.5.
It won a
8.
Teen Choice Award, Nickelodeon Teen Choice Award.
Ooh, that means a lot.
For what? Best Kiss?
No, for Best Kiss. No, for voice. Taylor Swift won it.
What?
Did she even sing in this movie? Or maybe it was the voice acting.
Probably.
Before you give your rating, you guys know that one scene where he's like in a dream sequence
The
and
wedding.
he's wearing a top hat and he like smolders at her? Yeah, I just wanted to say, smooth moves, Zach.
Good job, Zachy boy.
I'm torn between a 7.5 and an 8.
Ooh.
This is a high
Give it what your
rating
heart
movie.
desires. Cameron, I'm surprised that you're thinking that high.
Me too.
Yeah, same.
I thought you were gonna lowball.
No,
us.
because it's a fun movie. But the tough part is like, if I had seen, I've only seen this like 4 times, but they've been spread out enough where I'm not totally bored with this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would give it a 7. Like, it's a good movie, but yeah, I would stick with a 7.5. I mean,
I'm kind of,
Yeah,
I want to
that's solid.
circle back around to my rating of an 8. And I'm thinking about it, and there are a lot of movies I've seen that are a lot better than this movie.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I'm thinking I went too high.
I'm thinking I went too high too. That's my, like, this movie is good, right? But I've seen movies that are much better and movies that are slightly better, and I wouldn't give the movies that are slightly better a 9.
yeah, I would give.
It's just so hard to compare.
I could name. I'm looking at our wheel right now. I could name 5 of these movies that I would rate higher than The Lorax.
Yeah. Right, and there are.
I'm sticking by my rating though. I'm sticking
fair.
with 8. I think.
I'm gonna move it back down to a 7.5, but not by a lot because it is a good movie. All right, so what does that leave us? 7.5 for me, 8
God
from
damn.
Zach.
Is that our highest one?
Absolutely, it is. Blake, what do you give it? An 8?
8.5.
8.5.
So
and
7.5. Here's 7.5 is an 8 from Zach, and an 8.5 from Blake.
Yes.
Correct.
So this is our highest rated movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
It
Good job,
clocks in
Lorax.
at a 31.5.
Ooh, man.
Oh shoot!
Baby,
Detective
that's
Pikachu is next with a 22.
Oh, man, that's a big difference.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wild.
Good job, The Lorax. Hey, it deserves it. I'll
Good
tell.
job.
Like, it absolutely is the best movie we've watched yet.
I mean, they broke the bank. They got Daniel Day-Lewis as the Lorax.
Yeah, that was
I
crazy.
don't know if they broke the bank.
And it was wild because he ended up winning the Oscar for the Lorax.
Yeah, he did.
You know, remember that?
Guys, can they please make a live-action Lorax movie with Daniel Day-Lewis as the Lorax?
That's what I'm
Oh
saying.
my god.
Imagine.
I would actually watch that.
Me too. In like in the style of that
1,000,000%.
reanimated Jungle Book movie,
Ooh,
you know, where there's like the big old
Have you guys-
King Louie.
Have you guys seen that one SNL skit that's
No.
they do a live action remake of Bambi
Oh, with
with
Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I
Yeah,
haven't seen
that
and
one
it's
I
Dwayne The
have
Rock
seen.
Johnson is Bambi and he like goes around like shooting people. Oh.
Because he's
Yeah,
going
so
after,
good.
he wants to avenge his mother. He goes
Yeah,
after
I
the
have
hunter.
seen that.
Let's do that, but with Daniel Day-Lewis as the Lorax.
Just be weird.
That'd be so good. Imagine.
And we're gonna make it exclusively for Blake.
Good job, Blake.
Yeah, and the needs are only ball warmers.
Yeah,
That's right.
Everyone's just warming their
everyone's
balls.
yeah. And it's
Everyone's walking around and
Yeah,
they have like a
I
knee
know.
between their
And
legs.
and it doesn't financially make sense because at least 50% of the population is not buying these.
But it also could be a diaper.
It could be a diaper. Oh, gross.
Could be diaper.
Oh, imagine.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Are we ready
spin
to
that wheel.
Are you ready to spin the wheel?
that
Oh man,
wheel.
the first
Spin
wheel
the
spin since
wheel.
like
First wheel
week
spin in a
2.
very long time. Yeah.
Yeah, let's spin this wheel.
Spin.
I'm gonna make a noise.
I'm so nervous.
Is that what a wheel sounds like?
Let's
Tick,
see
tick, tick,
what
tick,
we
Please
get.
don't be a
tick,
cringe
tick,
movie.
Tick, tick.
Drum
Please be
roll,
anime.
please.
Are we? I think we're saving this movie for Halloween, right?
Oh, okay.
Okay, yes,
What'd you
yes,
get?
say yes.
If it's a Halloween.
It was Coraline.
Oh yeah, we are doing that on Halloween.
Yeah, save it. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't want that one. New
All right.
one.
Spin again. You can probably
All
just
right.
take
Drum
that
roll.
one off the wheel.
Drum roll,
tick.
please.
Okay, here we go.
And we get Get Back.
That movie's not out yet.
All right, we're not going to get back.
Spin the wheel. Spin
The wheel for the third time.
The
This is chaos.
anticipation.
It's chaos.
Oh my god, I can't take it.
We get Aladdin.
Oh no, my God.
Oh no. Can we spin again?
Yes, spin it one more time.
I thought we said we
Spin
weren't doing
again.
another animated one.
No, I thought that
One
was the
more
live
time.
action Aladdin.
Well, even still.
See,
more
but
time.
the problem with that movie is that it sucks.
Yeah, it really does.
All right. So I rolled it a fourth time. We got Hop. So fifth time's the charm.
Let's go. Let's
those
go.
were like the 2 movies we said we cannot do.
The
Yeah,
Irishman.
Okay, talk about what's with us in 4-hour movies. Ugh. All right. I guess so.
All right, here we go.
Wait,
Irishman
pause
it
it.
is.
Wait, that's
No, it's not 4 hours, but it is long.
Let me do a quick little.
Yay!
Here.
We finally got our movie.
The Irishman. Oh my God, The Irishman is 3.5 hours.
And we're gonna pretend that this is the second or third roll right here. Do it again, baby. All right, new roll. Woo!
Wait, we're rolling
new
again.
Yes.
roll. We got The Irishman.
Again?
Oh wait,
What?
we're doing another roll. I thought we.
No,
I thought we were doing a bit.
I was saying.
I'm so confused.
I was saying. Oh my God, it's chaos.
Fine,
I was saying.
it. This is the last time I'm rolling it.
Yeah. All right.
Reroll. Last time, whatever we get, no matter what, we're watching.
Hardcore Henry.
Come on. What is?
No.
Stop getting
Wait.
bad movies.
What is hardcore Henry?
It's the only ever first-person
only-
movie.
That's right. It's an action movie.
Wait, it's called Hardcore Henry?
Hardcore Henry.
Why are there so many bad movies on this list?
It has a 52%.
Yeah, it does.
I don't want to watch this movie.
Wait, I'm sorry. Do I hear a reroll?
Coming around the mountain? Oh my
Do I hear a
God.
reroll?
We're on this the
fucking
seventh
bomb.
time.
We need to-
rolled this.
We need to look at what movies are on this list.
Yeah, oh my God.
Okay.
Okay, are we...
The Trial of Chicago 7.
That I'm fine with. That is a good movie to do.
That's nominated for Academy
That's
Award,
right.
right?
Yeah,
A
let's
lot
do
of
that one.
Academy
Okay,
Awards.
that's good.
That's a great one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, especially
Okay.
coming up on Oscar season. Great idea.
Hey,
Do we have
look
to,
at
like,
that. That
go
was the
back and
seventh.
pretend like-
This is
Hey,
the seventh time that
it
I
only took
rolled the
7
wheel.
times.
We got the Trial of Chicago 7.
Okay, look at that. Perfect.
Easy.
All right.
It was meant to be.
Yeah. Well,
Eddie Redmayne's in it? What?
He is? I didn't know that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Trial of Chicago 7 has a pretty great underrated cast.
All right, man. I'm excited for that. Okay, great.
Ogerific.
That's a great movie. And also, we're gonna look at this list of movies and very deeply clean it. I do not want to watch Hardcore Henry ever in my life.
What?
No.
I saw a trailer for it in the movies once. It seemed pretty cool.
As a movie podcast, I feel like we have to.
I guess so. Just
Hardcore
don't
Henry
want
released
to.
in 2015
Why is Hop
Shot
on the
it-
thing? Why is Hop on the list?
because we said yes.
Can we leave that for next Easter?
Sure. All right.
Let's take off all the
Here's-
holiday
Hey,
movies and put
Here's
them out
for
separately.
those
so that we
for
can
those
have
at home wondering. This is the synopsis of Hardcore Henry. Shot entirely like a first-person shooter video game, this film tracks Henry, a cyborg racing to save his wife from a villain with paranormal powers. It's an hour and 36 minutes.
Hey, that's short and sweet.
Crazy stuff.
I'll take a short and sweet, but it's probably good to do some Oscar films actually with the Oscars coming up. So
Yeah, I was going to say that I'm glad we got Trial of Chicago.
Yeah,
7.
actually-
Yeah, after 7 tries, yeah.
yeah,
Also, finally, like, an actual movie that's like a real movie.
a real movie,
that's,
and I'd
like,
love to do
legit.
Ma Rainey too if we can do that.
Ooh, I saw
Yeah.
that. Good
Yeah.
movie.
I haven't seen it, so
Well, with that
All
with
right,
that
but
out of the
everyone,
way-
you know what? Thanks for tuning in to the S.I.C.K podcast. Check us out. Buy our new merch. We're selling
Nope.
S.I.C.K podcast
we
needs.
have
Come into
no
a
merch.
Sick
She's
podcast.
come into a
lying.
store near you.
man,
Ball
I'll
warmers.
design some merch. That'd be kind of cool.
We got some S.I.C.K podcast ball warmers coming to a store near you. So you better be paying attention.
Yeah, Blake designed them, so we'll see how those turn out.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got Daniel Day-Lewis to model them.
Yeah, it was kind of we actually blew our entire budget. That's why this podcast
We
is
have
so
no money,
bad.
so buy our ball warmers, please.
Oh man, thank you for listening. Give us a follow on whatever or whatever
Instagram.
yeah,
at
on Instagram.
S.I.C.K podcast.
True, but I was gonna say give us a follow on whatever podcast platform you are listening to us on, or subscribe and like on YouTube if you're listening on YouTube. We really appreciate all the
Yeah,
support.
You better do it.
And next week will be the trial of the Chicago
Trial
7,
of Chicago 7, yes.
which is exciting. We're getting into Oscar season. Any last words before we end this little short, sweet podcast?
Any last words? Are we all gonna die?
Yes. Does anybody have their last words before I come
Any last
personally kill you?
words?
Oh, I have something. I personally just started watching Invincible, the Amazon Prime TV show. Watch it. It's very gory, but it's animated. So if you can deal with that, if you can deal with that, absolutely watch it. It's real good.
Yeah, it's super interesting because it's similar to The Boys in the sense that it highlights like smaller comic book industries that aren't dominated like by DC and Marvel. So it's cool, like a smaller studio. And the comics I haven't read a ton of them, but I've heard that they're very good. Yeah, it's definitely worth the watch.
Yeah, check that show out. Support it if you can, because I'd love to see more of it. So, anybody else have anything?
No, not besides check out Falcon Winter Soldier 3 and 4.
Oh yeah, true. Coming up on Friday.
Yeah.
Or it will have been out by the time that actually it'll be out by the time this podcast is out. So.
Oh my god, I've always wanted to say that.
Say what?
cut what I just said.
All right. Well,
what? No. What have you always wanted to say, Zach?
Can we please just end this?
We've already done 2 of these episodes. What have you already wanted to say?
I've always wanted to say. I feel like. There's always like YouTubers are always like forgetting like when their videos like actually are gonna get uploaded.
Oh, so you wanted to forget when a video is actually getting uploaded?
Edison, you just let me.
Well,
Edison, you just let me live out one of my dreams.
Yeah.
You let me live out one of my dreams, Edison. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful.
Blake, do you have any
I'm so glad for you.
Any final thoughts, Blake?
I'm literally crying right now.
We didn't do anything educational for Blake on this episode. Are there any words that we need to teach her?
I don't know who this Daniel guy you're talking about is.
Okay, perfect. There we go. Here's one. All right. To be completely honest, I don't know Daniel Day-Lewis all that well. Zach, do you have a good lowdown on who Daniel Day-Lewis is?
As a person or as an actor?
As an actor.
I've seen many of his films.
As an actor.
He's very good in the films that he's in.
Thanks,
Would
Zach.
I know any of them?
Have you seen
Blake,
Lincoln?
he was John Proctor in The Crucible.
Oh yeah. Have you seen Lincoln?
If you've ever seen The Crucible.
No.
You've seen The Crucible, yeah?
Have you seen the movie Lincoln?
He just asked that.
Oh my god!
The Crucible?
Oh my god!
No, Lincoln.
Blake, have you seen the movie Lincoln?
He plays.
Oh my god!
Guess who?
Anyways,
Lincoln.
I hope you guys have a great day.
That's the movie about the guy that gets shot in the back of the head.
How did you guys feel about the quippage in this one?
There is no quippage in this one. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah.
No quippage. All right. Bye, everybody.
Is this
Bye,
on?
everybody.
Bye. Hey.